Welcome to Speak English Podcast with Rory and Alex.
Okay, I have a riddle for you to kick us off today.
Oh, I like this. Go on, I'm ready.
What is a single four-letter word that native English speakers use in, I don't know, something like 50 different ways every single day?
50.
It's a word most people learn in their first week of English class, but I would bet good money that even advanced speakers are still missing half of its uses.
50 ways. That sounds a little high, but I think I know where you're going with this.
It's roughly 50, and no, before you guess, it's not get and it's not make.
Well, then, based on the mountain of research you sent me this morning, we have to be talking about take.
We are, and honestly, looking at these notes, this word it's kind of a nightmare if you really stop and think about it.
It can be.
Because the dictionary definition is so simple, right? It just says to grab or grip something with your hands. You know, I take the pen, I take the apple.
Right, and that's the trap. That's the big trap. That physical definition, grabbing something, is the first thing everyone learns. It's concrete, it's easy.
Yeah, you can picture it.
But it fails to explain the vast majority of how the word is actually used. I mean, think about it. You can't physically grab a nap with your hands.
Yeah.
You can't grip a break with your fist. You certainly can't hold a hint.
But we take all of them, every single one.
Exactly. So if you stick to that physical grabbing idea, English just becomes impossible to decode. You have to look at the underlying system.
And that is our mission for this deep dive. We need to decode the matrix of this one verb, because clearly it's doing a lot more than just moving things around.
It is. It's a high-utility verb.
Yeah.
Take is essentially a mechanism for our daily routines. It's a way to shift time, and maybe most importantly, it's a building block for abstract ideas once you start adding prepositions.
So there is a logic to it. It's not just chaos.
Oh, there is definitely a logic.
Okay, so let's get into that logic. I want to start with the stuff we do every day, the routine. I noticed that take seems to act as a kind of default replacement for other verbs.
That's a great way to put it. It's like the default setting for consuming an experience. Instead of a super specific verb, we just use take plus the noun to describe stepping into that experience.
So instead of saying, I am showering.
Which is perfectly fine grammatically.
Yeah.
But it's just, in American English especially, it's so much more natural to say, I'm going to take a shower.
Or take a bath. And the big one, of course, take a nap.
Right. You don't really say, I am going to nap. You say, I am going to take a nap. You're basically carving out a block of time and, consuming it for rest.
It feels like there's a sense of ownership, like I'm claiming this time for myself.
Precisely. That's why we take a break at work. You're stopping the workflow to claim that moment of rest. And it even extends to social stuff. Like, think about when someone walks into your office.
You offer them a chair?
But you don't just say, sit down.
No way, sit down sounds like a command. It's like I'm talking to a dog.
Exactly. It's too direct. You say, take a seat. By using take, you're offering the comfort of the chair as something for them to accept. It shifts the whole dynamic from a command to an offer.
That's a really useful way to think about it. Now, there is one collocation in this daily routine area that I know trips people up all the time. Exams.
Ah, yes. The classic make versus do versus take battle. In so many other languages, Spanish, French, German, the verb for an exam translates to make or do.
But if I say I made a test in English, that means something completely different.
Totally different. If you make a test, you wrote the questions. You're the teacher.
And the student.
The student takes the test. They're the one undergoing the experience, consuming that challenge.
It's the same with photography, isn't it? We take a picture.
Yep. You're capturing or taking that visual moment. So whether it's napping, testing, or taking a photo, the logic holds. You're the one engaging with or consuming the event.
Okay, that makes sense for the daily grind. But let's zoom out. We move our bodies, sure, but we also move through the city. Transportation. This is where the logic feels like it shifts a little bit.
It shifts from consuming to agency, to control.
How so?
The general rule for using take with transportation is all about whether or not you were in control of the vehicle. If you're just a passenger, you take it.
Ah, so public transit.
Exactly. You take the bus, you take the train, you take the subway, you have zero control over the steering wheel, you're just along for the ride.
And that explains why we take a flight or take a plane, unless you happen to be the pilot.
Even if you own the plane. Remember that note in the research about the rich guy taking a helicopter to work?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
It implies he's in the back reading the paper, not flying the thing. But this is where it gets tricky for learners with their own cars.
I hear this one a lot. I took my car to work.
And to a native ear, it just sounds a little off. If you say, I took a car, it kind of sounds like you picked one from a fleet of cars.
Yeah.
Or maybe you stole it.
Right, Grand Theft Auto style.
Pretty much. Because you have agency over your own car. You drive to work. You don't take the car. You drive it.
But wait, what about taxis? I'm not driving it, but it's not public transit. I'm hiring it.
But are you touching the steering wheel?
No.
Then you take a taxi.
No.
Or you take a cab. Even though you're paying for that specific route, you're still a passenger.
So the formula is pretty clean. Passenger equals take, operator equals drive.
For the most part, yeah. That's a really safe rule of thumb.
Okay, let's get a little more abstract. We've talked about moving through space, but what about moving through time? Because taking time is a massive concept in English.
It is. We treat time like a resource. And take is the verb we use to describe the cost of an activity.
Like, it takes 20 minutes to get to the airport.
Exactly. The activity driving requires or takes 20 minutes of that resource.
Yeah.
It's an impersonal structure, but it's everywhere.
And we also use it to complain about people. He takes forever to order food.
Yes. That's personalizing the cost. You're saying that person consumes an excessive amount of the time resource.
I feel a little attacked right now. I'm definitely that person at restaurants.
Well, at least you're using the grammar correctly while you do it. But it's not just about minutes and hours. It's about effort, too. We say learning a language takes patience, or it takes courage.
So take is describing the requirement, the cost of entry, basically.
That's it, exactly.
All right, I want to move to the section of the research that I think is the most daunting, but also the most fascinating. The phrasal verbs.
Ah, the shapeshifters.
It really is like shape-shifting. You add one tiny word like up or out or on, and the meaning of take it completely changes its personality.
You should think of the preposition as a catalyst, like in a chemical reaction. It changes the properties of the verb entirely. Take by itself means to grab, but take on.
Take on feels heavy. It feels serious.
It is. To take on something is to accept its weight, its responsibility. You take on a new project at work. You take on the challenge of running a marathon.
And there's a risk there, too, which the research mentioned, if you take on too much.
You burn out. Yeah. It implies you're carrying a burden.
Okay, now compare that to take off. This one really confused me because the notes listed 3 completely different meanings for the exact same phrase.
It is extremely context dependent, but there is a thread connecting them all. It's about separation or upward movement.
Okay, walk me through that.
So first, the most literal one, clothing, take off your jacket. You're separating the jacket from your body.
Simple enough.
Then aviation, an airplane takes off. It separates from the ground and moves upward.
And the third one, her business really took off.
That's metaphorical upward movement. The business just skyrocketed. It became a huge success.
So if I see take off in a sentence, I basically need to check my surroundings. Am I at an airport? Am I wearing a coat? Or am I looking at a stock chart?
Context is everything. You absolutely cannot translate these in a vacuum.
What about takeout? That seems more straightforward, moving something outside.
Usually, yes. You take out the trash, you take out your contact lenses.
But then we have takeout as a noun for food.
Right. Food you take out of the restaurant to eat at home. But you have to be careful with the social context. If you say, I'm going to take her out, that implies something romantic.
Ah, right. I took my friend out for dinner.
Exactly. That implies you escorted them and probably paid. It's a gesture. Whereas taking out the trash is just a chore. Same preposition, total different vibe.
I've got one more in this category that feels really important. Take back.
Ah. This one sits right on the line between retail and regret.
That is a perfect description.
On the retail side, if a shirt doesn't fit, you take it back to the store. You return it. But in a relationship, if you say something hurtful,
You want to take it back.
you want to withdraw the words, you want to return to this state before you ever said them, I take it back, I didn't mean it. It's a critical phrase for fixing mistakes.
It's just amazing how these tiny prepositions do so much heavy lifting.
They allow one simple syllable take to cover almost every aspect of human interaction.
Speaking of interaction, let's move to the idioms. This section seemed to be all about how we mentally process the world around us.
Yes, take is very often the interface between our brains and reality.
Like taking a hint.
That's pure social intelligence.
Okay.
If I'm looking at my watch and packing up my bag while you're talking, and you just keep talking,
I am failing to take the hint.
you're not accepting the indirect message, you're not processing the signal I'm sending.
Then there's take it or leave it, which always sounds a little aggressive to me.
It's the ultimate ultimatum. It's a negotiation tactic.
Yeah.
Here is my final offer. There's no wiggle room. Take it or walk away.
I much prefer take it easy.
Much friendlier.
Yeah.
And so versatile. It can be a command to relax. Hey, you're stressed out. Take it easy. Or it can just be a casual goodbye. See you later. Take it easy.
There's one idiom here that hit me a little harder than the others. Take for granted.
That is a profound one. It goes right back to that idea of sort of consumption without thought. When you take someone for granted, you just assume they'll always be there. You consume their presence or their help without really acknowledging its value.
Like taking your health for granted until you get sick.
Exactly. It implies a lack of active appreciation. You're just grabbing it without thinking.
It's so interesting how take carries that shadow side, just
Yes.
grabbing without thinking, but also the positive side, like taking a chance.
Right. Taking a chance is active. It's brave. You're stepping into risk. Take really does cover the whole spectrum of human agency.
No, we absolutely cannot finish this deep dive without tackling the one thing that drives every English learner crazy, the battle royale. Take versus bring.
The directional logic.
I feel like everyone, and I mean everyone, messes this up. Is there an actual rule, or is it just vibes?
There is a very, very hard rule. But to get it, you have to stop thinking about the object you're holding and start thinking about the geometry of where you are standing.
Geometry? Okay, I'm with you.
It is entirely about direction relative to the speaker. That's it.
Give me the formula.
Take is for moving something away from your current location. Bring is for moving something toward your current location.
Away versus toward?
That's the whole game.
Okay, I want to test this. The party scenario in the notes seemed really useful, so let's walk through it. Let's say I'm at my house. I have a bottle of wine. I'm going to a party at your house.
Okay. You're at point A, your house. The wine is moving to point B, my house. It is going away from you.
So I'd say, I'm going to take this wine to the party.
Correct. Now, freeze. Imagine you're now at the party. You're standing in my living room.
Okay, I'm at the party, enjoying myself.
And as you call a friend who's still at their own house, you want them to come join us, and you want them to come with wine. The wine needs to move towards you.
So I'd say, hey, can you bring some wine?
Exactly. Because the destination is you.
But wait a second. That friend on the phone? Yeah. What do they say to their roommate before they leave?
This is the key. From their perspective, standing in their house, the wine is moving away from them. So they would say to their roommate, I have to take this wine to the party.
Whoa, so the same bottle of wine is being brought and taken at the exact same moment, just depending on who's talking?
Precisely. It's not about the wine. It's about your perspective. Where are you standing? If it's leaving you, take it. If it's coming to you, bring it.
That actually clarifies it so much. It's not a feeling, it's just mapping.
Spatial awareness is so fundamental to English verbs and prepositions.
So we've covered a huge amount of ground today. We've gone from taking naps to taking trains, taking on challenges, and taking wine to parties.
We have. And I think if there's one big takeaway, no pun intended for you listening, it's that take is not just a vocabulary word. It's a functional system.
It's like a Swiss Army knife for verbs.
It really is. The biggest mistake learners make is trying to translate complex, specific verbs from their own language, word for word. They look for a very precise verb for entering a period of sleep.
When they could just say, take a nap.
Or they're searching for a specific verb for removing a garment from one's body.
When takeoff works perfectly.
Exactly. Take is the efficient path. English speakers have evolved to use this one tiny syllable to cover 50 areas of life because it's just easier. It points to a real drive towards simplicity.
So what's the final challenge for everyone listening?
The challenge is this. The next time you feel stuck, trying to translate some specific, complex action, whether it's participating in an exam, capturing a photo, or enduring a long wait, just pause. Stop searching for the fancy word.
And ask yourself,
Can I just use take here?
and the chances are,
The chances are the answer is yes. And not only will you be correct, you'll sound much more natural.
use the chameleon to your advantage. I love that. Well, that is all the time we have for this deep dive.
It was a pleasure as always.
Now everyone would go take a break, maybe take a walk, and definitely take it easy. Thanks for listening.